Welcome to the apocalypse. I mean, your kitchen. Hey everyone, Bruce Health here again with another awesome video. Let's face it, we've all at some point looked at a plate of bacon and thought, this is either killing me or making me immortal. Turns out, it's probably not the latter. Today we're diving deep into a topic that's a bit of a buzzkill. But hey, so is finding out your favorite band is actually just one guy in his basement. We're talking about the worst foods for feeding those pesky cancer cells. Look, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a guy who's done a frankly alarming amount of research on this. And what I've found is that while there's no magic food to make you invincible, though if there was, I'd be knee-deep in it, there are definitely some dietary choices that are about as helpful to your health as a screen door on a submarine. So buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to embark on a culinary journey that's less delicious escape and more terrifying tour of your potential future health problems. But hey, at least it'll be entertaining, right? Right? Let's kick things off with everyone's favorite processed meats. We're talking bacon, we're talking sausages, we're talking hot dogs, basically anything that makes your cardiologist break out in a cold sweat. Now I get it. These things are delicious. They're the culinary equivalent of a guilty pleasure. But here's the thing, they're also packed with preservatives like nitrates and nitrites linked to an increased risk of certain cancers. And it's not just the preservatives. Processed meats are often high in salt and fat, which aren't doing your body any favors either. So, while that bacon-wrapped hot dog might seem like a good idea at the time, your future self will probably thank you for opting for something a little less processed. Look, I'm not saying you can never enjoy a sausage again. We're all about moderation here. Next up, we've got sugary drinks. Now, when I say sugary drinks, I'm not just talking about sodas. I'm talking about fruit juices, sports drinks, those fancy coffee concoctions that are basically milkshakes in disguise, anything with more sugar than a candy factory explosion. We all know sugar is bad for us, right? It's basically the evil mastermind behind tooth decay, weight gain, and a whole host of other health problems. But did you know it's also been linked to an increased risk of cancer? You see, cancer cells love sugar, they thrive on it. It's like giving them a VIP pass to an all-you-can-eat buffet, except the buffet is your body. And trust me, you do not want those guys anywhere near your buffet. So, what's the solution? Ditch the sugary drinks and opt for healthier alternatives like water, unsweetened tea, or, if you're feeling really adventurous, water with a squeeze of lemon. I know, it's not exactly a party in your mouth, but trust me, your body will thank you for it in the long run. Okay, let's talk about fried foods, because who doesn't love a big plate of crispy golden brown deliciousness? But here's the thing, when those foods are cooked at high temperatures, a chemical called acrylamide can form. And acrylamide, my friends, is not your friend. Now, I'm not a scientist, but from what I understand, acrylamide is kind of like that friend who's always getting into trouble. You know, the one always starting fights, always breaking things, always leaving you to clean up the mess. That's acrylamide in your body. It's disruptive, it causes damage, and it's best to just avoid it altogether. So, what's the alternative? Well, you don't have to give up your favorite foods entirely. Baking, roasting, and grilling are all great ways to get that crispy texture without the added dose of acrylamide. And hey, if you're really craving something deep fried, just remember, moderation is key. Think of it like that friend I mentioned earlier. You wouldn't let them move in with you, would you? Next chapter, alcohol, more than just a hangover hazard. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, or should I say, the bottle in the cabinet. Alcohol. Excessive alcohol consumption has been linked to an increased risk of several types of cancer. And before you start throwing your empty beer cans at the screen, let me clarify what I mean by excessive. We're not talking about that one glass of wine you have with dinner or that occasional beer at a barbecue. We're talking about consistent heavy drinking. Your body is a finely tuned machine, and alcohol is like throwing sand in the gears. Moderation is key. Enjoy a drink if you like, but be mindful of your consumption. And if you're concerned about your alcohol intake, talk to your doctor. Up next, we have highly processed foods, the fake food famine. Let's talk about highly processed foods, shall we? You know the ones, those brightly colored packages that line supermarket shelves, promising convenience and flavor but delivering a whole lot of nothing. Or worse, a whole lot of stuff that's actually bad for you. We're talking artificial sweeteners, preservatives, artificial colors and flavors. The list goes on and on. These foods are basically the culinary equivalent of a cheap magic show. They might look flashy and exciting on the surface, but behind the smoke and mirrors, there's not much substance. They're often stripped of any real nutritional value and loaded with ingredients that your body can barely even recognize, let alone process. Think of it like this. Eating highly processed foods is kind of like trying to fuel your car with sugar water. Sure, it might give you a quick burst of energy, but in the long run, it's going to do more harm than good. So, what's the solution? Opt for whole, unprocessed foods whenever possible. Fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains. These are the foods that will nourish your body and give you the energy you need to thrive. Chapter 6. Artificial sweeteners, sweet deception, or healthy alternative. Let's talk about artificial sweeteners. You know, those little packets of pink, blue, and yellow that promise guilt-free sweetness. They're often marketed as a healthier alternative to sugar, but the truth is, the jury is still out on their long-term effects. Some studies have linked artificial sweeteners to an increased risk of certain health problems, including cancer. Now, before you start sending me hate mail, let me be clear. The research is not conclusive. There are also studies that have found no link between artificial sweeteners and cancer. So, what are we supposed to believe? Well, as with most things in life, it's all about balance and moderation. If you're trying to reduce your sugar intake, artificial sweeteners can be a useful tool, but it's probably best not to go overboard. Think of it like this. Artificial sweeteners are kind of like that friend who always has the latest gossip. They might be entertaining for a while, but you don't necessarily want to base your life decisions on their information. Chapter 7. Microwave popcorn, the hidden dangers lurking in your pantry. And last but not least, let's talk about microwave popcorn. That quick and easy snack that's a staple in many households. But here's the thing. Some microwave popcorn bags are lined with chemicals that have been linked to health problems, including cancer. Now, I'm not saying that every bag of microwave popcorn is going to give you cancer, but it's worth being aware of the potential risks. The chemicals in question are called PFAS, and they're used in a variety of products, from non-stick cookware to firefighting foam. PFAS are known as forever chemicals because they don't break down in the environment. And that's bad news for us because they can accumulate in our bodies over time. Studies have linked PFAS to a range of health problems, including liver cancer, kidney cancer, and testicular cancer. So, what's the solution? Well, you can air pop your own popcorn, which is a healthier and more environmentally friendly option. Or if you're short on time, look for microwave popcorn brands that use PFAS-free packaging. Quick recap. Stay tuned, stay healthy. So, there you have it, folks. 7 food groups that you might want to think twice about before making them a regular part of your diet. Look, I get it. This isn't exactly the most uplifting information. But hey, knowledge is power, right? And the more you know about the foods you eat and the potential risks they pose, the better equipped you'll be to make informed decisions about your health. Remember, I'm not a doctor, just a guy who's done a lot of research and is passionate about sharing what I've learned. If you have any concerns about your diet or your health, talk to your doctor. They can give you personalized advice based on your individual needs. To support our new channel in a small way, please hit the like button. Subscribe to our channel, and we hope to see you again in the next video. Take care, and best of luck to you in your own life journey.